Hey, fellow traveler and viewer. Welcome to Timeless Tarot, where we do timeless pick-a-card readings. Because these readings are not bound by time, you are free to choose to watch these readings as they arrive. Now please keep in mind that these are broad readings, so if you find a strong connection to any idea or theme during the reading, bring it along with you on your journey. And if not, let it float on by. We're going to be drawing 4 cards today. Okay, we got some popping out here. Look at that. 4 cards today. And we will reveal them. And these will be the 4 piles. Great. That was easy. Okay, so for pile number 1, or reading number 1, we have the King of Wands. Okay. For pile number 2, we have the 8 of Pentacles. For pile number 3, we have the Page of Cups. And for pile number 4, we have the Devil. Okay, well, interesting. All right. We got 4 cards here. You know, we have creative energy and charisma. We have meticulous planning or figuring out the small details and like refining and perfection. And here we have kind of playful, joyful energy, a new spirited perspective, cracking a joke, having a little bit of fun. And here we have more the barriers to becoming one's truly enlightened being, like those things that stop you from becoming your fully actualized self. So this could be what's blocking you here. This could be where's that kind of creative spirit? What kind of creative drive do you have? And here could be, what are you refining? What are you perfecting? And here we can have what's going to bring you joy in every day. So all of these readings, remember, you're free to pick one or all of them, because the choice to explore is always up to you. And we will begin with reading number 1, the King of Wands. Okay, see you soon. Hello, pile number 1, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the King of Wands. Let's take a look at it. Creative spirit, a lot of motivation, like charisma, ability to kind of take charge and solve problems in kind of a MacGyver kind of way, finding like everything that you have available to you to solve the problems and being creative in how you do it. Interesting. I hope you're doing spectacular today, and if not, I hope you're doing well. We're going to draw 5 cards to begin with. If there's kind of a sound in the background, I apologize. There is a leaf blower in the neighborhood, and there's lots of leaves right now because it is the fall, the autumn time, which I think Wands kind of has a sense of. Wands has that kind of, it's fire, so it's got that orange glow to it, right? Wands are fire energy, at least. Okay, so in the current position we have 3 of Cups, meeting with friends, could be a reunion of sorts, could just be going out for lunch. In the past, we have 3 of Wands. Okay, so we got some 3s going on. Letting things move on as they will, letting a team do their thing, allowing a project you've put out into the world to just go on its way on its own. It's kind of setting off that Voyager into space. It's going to go off into space, and whatever comes back, but the energies are being let go of and sent off to travel down that river. Okay, and then in the farther past, we have 5 of Swords. So this could be kind of contemplation over past setbacks and what one might call failures, but others might call feedback. This didn't work. Well, why not? It doesn't have to mean it's a failure. It can just be, hey, something new has to happen. Something new has to be done in addition to what was tried before. Okay? Oh man, that leaf blower is really annoying me, so I hope it's not annoying you. Okay, we have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups would not be annoyed by that leaf blower. The King of Cups would be calm, cool, and collected. Probably would crack a joke and say something, I can't think of any pun about leaf blowers right now or leaves, but, no, I wish that leaf blower would leave. Something like that, but, wouldn't do it so cynically, or not cynically. The King of Cups is a very joyful character, somebody who has full command of one's emotions and can really be, can bring joy into any room. Somebody who, even if everybody's down, can at least know how to read the room, how to make it the best experience for everyone on an emotional level. This could be something in some ways spiritual, because the cups do originate from the concept of the clergy in the original game when it was first created. Long time ago. Okay, and then we have Two of Cups. So we have some kind of partnership here. Some partnering of energies, some partnering of people. It could be romantic, it could be friendship. And look, we have a lot of friendship, a lot of cups here, a sense of some kind of thing in the past having gone wrong, letting go of it, but then having some form of reunion or at least just a get-together with people that are friendly. It could be good or bad. Sometimes reunions can have those, little sense of anxiety to them, their own special form of anxiety of seeing someone you haven't seen in a long time. But, that could come with this card. Although sometimes it could just be, going out for lunch or dinner or something. And then we have this character here. We got this very mature perspective of somebody. It could be embodiment of an energy you are bringing in, or it could be an energy of someone else, leading to a form of partnership. Could be romantic, could be friendly, it could even be career oriented, because we have the King of Wands here. King of Wands isn't always career exactly. Pentacles can often be career, but the King of Wands is a entrepreneur, someone who can actually see a problem that isn't being solved and creatively find a way to indeed solve it. So in this way, we have potentials in a couple of different directions. This could be career path, and you're going to find a partner to create a new project with. This could be an emotional situation where there was a sense of charisma lost here. Because charisma is also a symbol associated with King of Wands. So charisma could have been taken. And letting go of whatever was taken, the resentment that comes from having something taken, allows the reunion of perhaps you and friends, or it could be you and elements of the self that were separated at one point because of a disappointment. Sometimes we separate ourselves from elements that we don't think are right to have part of our sense of self. This ends up being a situation where the reunion of them is something that can bring about more maturity, more understanding, and actually comparable energies coming back into alignment, so you can kind of feel more whole and more of yourself again. Now, so there's multiple tracks here. Oh, as always, when it comes to broad readings, that allow you to take a look at this kind of path. But the journey really is something of charisma leading to disappointment, leading to letting go and finding peace, or at least allowing bygones be bygones, leading to a joining or a meeting of friendly or past friends, at least people who on the surface want to express joy and gratitude for each other, leading to a truly mature and in command of one's emotional energies entity, leading to comparable energies, one of balance, one of yin and yang. Okay. Let's do a little bit of clarification and go a little deeper. Okay, we got a bunch of cards just flying out, and you know what? We're going to take them. We're going to let this happen. We'll put them down like this. I'm going to put them like this. That feels right. Okay. So, an end of a cycle at one point. We have the Ten of Swords here, and I did kind of let it slide back towards the Five of Swords because I feel like they match in energies, and this matches in energies as well as this actually. So we have this situation where you have a Ten of Swords, an ending of some cycle, a very large ending, well, not an extremely large ending of a cycle, but a moment of ending. Could be some kind of relationship that ended, could be an idea more often than not when it comes to Ten of Swords, because swords are of ideas, of thought, of intellectualizing things, of categorizing things, of principles, of logic. So this is an end of an idea, okay? And it comes with a disappointment, potentially. But that's okay, because ends of ideas are oftentimes important. If you have an idea that leads you somewhere and it didn't lead you where you wanted to go, well, you might have to think of a new idea. In following that, we have the Three of Wands being clarified by Temperance, which is, some people say patience, it's true, but it's also allowing transformation to happen. In this case, we have the Ace of Cups with Three of Cups. Now, an Ace of Cups with Three of Cups could be a reunion maybe, but it would involve having a new emotional connection, some new emotion involved in the relationship. So it wouldn't necessarily be just a reunion. It would be a reunion with some form of new relationship dynamic. This could actually be a meeting of new people, maybe like-minded people, where you have a fresh start with an emotion, a new emotional start. Okay, we'll take these last two. Clarifying the King of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords. So now where we had the Ace of Cups, which was a new emotional start, we have the Ace of Swords, which actually corresponds very perfectly with the Ten of Swords, because the Ace of Swords is a new idea. Okay, so a new idea comes forth from the Ace of Swords. So this story makes a lot of sense so far. We have this ending of an idea, a sense of patience, of letting go, a meeting of minds potentially, or a meeting of people. Perhaps you're talking online, perhaps you're talking in person, but a meeting of ideas that gives you a meeting of minds that leads to a new idea and a sense of emotional stability. Clarifying the Two of Cups. We have the Six of Cups. Now, this Six of Cups, if it were clarifying the Three of Cups, would absolutely be reunion. In this case, it could potentially be more fond memories. This could be a reunion of some sort, but at least in this case, it could be just realigning your memories so that you feel at peace with whatever happened in the past. This is an interesting dynamic. The wands seems to only really be up here. So I would say this seems more so an issue of ideas about how you relate to other people in general, rather than specifically in career or romance. This could be very broadly, could be more closely tied to friendship of some sort. Okay, so I really hope that leaf blower isn't going to be picked up by the mic, because it is constant. Okay, let's clarify these cards. So we have this situation here that leads to a new emotional start. A new emotional start. And if you had a situation where you felt like you lost something in the recent past, I just gotta say, that feeling, it never gets easy, I know. Having lost a friend or having lost a romantic interest, if someone leaves your situation, it can the feeling of rejection sometimes can be very, very painful. And even if it's when you had to leave the situation, it can still be very painful, because you obviously had a feeling or an emotional connection to whoever it was you left, and that sensation is in no way something people actually wish to endure for long. I do think that the important thing is that remembering you're someone worthy of love, and you're someone worthy of growth, and you're going to find that for yourself. Okay, let's continue on. Clarifying the Three of Cups and the Ace of Cups, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, I was saying there weren't a lot of wands, and now we're getting them. Okay, so Knight of Wands is creative, general motivation, drive, motivational spark. Not spark, but so much pushing through with emotional drive, or creative drive, I should say. Innovation is the way I should put it. Being able to really move forward with an innovative idea. Okay, the sun. So the sun was shining within you when you were hurting. You might not have felt it, but you're still going forward, and that's because of that internal light that everybody has. The sense that even when you think the world is full of darkness, there is nothing to be redeemed. There is still that light within us all that can be turned on if we believe it and we strive for it. The idea that we're not just taking from each other, we're not just getting one over on each other, there's always going to be someone on top. The idea that maybe we can actually live with each other on really equal plane, and one where we can appreciate each other as genuinely unique individuals, where each one deserves their own place, their own sense of responsibility, but also their own sense of respect. And I think that that's something that when you don't feel like that's happening, remember that that light is in you and it can be relit because the light comes from you. You can light that torch. Okay. Clarifying these disappointments here. We have 10 of Pentacles. So you might have felt very safe in a situation where it didn't end up being the case. In which I have to say, really, I am terribly sorry. That is nothing short of devastating when you feel betrayed like that. And in that case, you know, it might take time to heal the concepts of everyone has a shining light within them, because being betrayed can really snuff that out. And it won't permanently do so, but it is a very painful experience, and I apologize. I am so sorry, guys, if you experience anything of betrayal, and that's causing you harm or feelings of pain right now. I'm with you on that. Okay, but you're strong, because we have strength clarifying, King of Cups, Ace of Swords. We have strength. Your internal strength is allowing you to, with your new ideas, to really bring an emotional strength or stability to the situation. Now, this could be someone, you might be meeting someone who has that, but your strength is what's bringing you to that person, or it could be your strength is what is allowing you to maintain that composure moving forward. And finally, we have the Knight of Swords with reminiscing and with complementary energies. So we have Knight of Swords clarifying I believe this is Six of Cups. That's right. Six of Cups and Two Cups. So, okay. So the Knight of Swords is one who has at least tested the waters with a new idea, and it's worked. So they're going to run forward with it, for better or worse. You might not even realize you have an underlying idea that's motivating you to do something, but you're going to have drive, and it's going to come from this idea. You might want to try to bring this into the light, because a sword in the bottom is a little bit lopsided. You want the swords on the top often. The sword is, or in here, but the sword is in the subconscious right now. So this is an idea that's kind of been established within you as like a worldview. And you're going to be moving fast with it. So you might want to try to look deep inside yourself and say, what is this idea that's driving and motivating you? Could it be like, you want to make money, and that's like an idea, and you're trying to do it with not the right, but you're not using your skills, and you want to balance that, right? There's something here underneath. Or maybe it's you want a certain kind of person, but like, why do you want that kind of person in your life? Why do you want that specific kind of relationship? There's something of an idea that's embedded that's driving you forward, and it's a good idea to try to look deeply into that to understand what it is that's motivating you so strongly. But either way, I have to say that this past situation, you dealt with in a way that the only way you could, you might have been in pain for quite a while, but you used a way to transform that, at least into not giving up hope on people and you yourself even. So that's really a beautiful thing to see. This moving forward is very beautiful. I mean, I say words of caution with the Knight of Swords, but in reality, you have quite a lot of nice, beautiful reminiscing comparable energies, emotional stability, swords, new ideas, and strength. And with all of this, you just love to see it. This could be in many different aspects of your life, because these are all themes that apply to pretty much everything that involves work, romance, and play, and just friends. So, hey, what I have to say is continue to be your unique and beautiful self, and continue on with growth and healing, because this is a healing story for sure. Okay, group number 1, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you soon. Please subscribe to see more of me in the future. Take care. Hello, group number 2, reading number 2, pile number 2. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Okay, we're just going to draw 5 cards, and we'll get on with it. I want to shuffle a little more. I feel like I didn't shuffle enough from the last reading. There we go. Okay. Got it. Okay. We're getting some cards here. Good. So, you're probably thinking about something a little bit and trying to figure out how to do it perfectly, or you're trying to figure out how to do something much better than you have been doing. Because if you're picking a card like this, you're focused on work in some manner. It could be involving relationships, or it could be involving career, but working on something and putting in that kind of really meticulous thought process that allows you to perfect a specific aspect of your creation. In the current position, we have more pentacles here, so this probably is work related. We have the 7 of Pentacles. So the sense that you've put the work into place, you are now looking at what kind of growth, what kind of results are coming in. In this situation, is one of those things where you're kind of looking at, if you're a YouTuber, you're looking at analytics. If you're a marketer, you're looking at those numbers, those polls. If you're if you're anyone, it's really the numbers game here. You're kind of looking at what are the results coming in. Not necessarily numbers, but like maybe someone giving you feedback for how well you've done. Perhaps there was like a recent like performance review in some ways, would be this card. It's you're kind of assessing the results of your labor. Okay, in the past we have the Magician, so you have a sense of having everything in place that you need to create the world you want. You have all the tools, knowledge, and skills, and you're capable of creating with it. 1 second. Had a call there, just had to check it. Okay. And this was actually in the same position as the last reading. Interesting. Okay, we have 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords into Magician into 7 of Pentacles, with the 8 of Pentacles being the overall theme here. Not surprising to see a 5 of Swords in this position, because when you have something where you're trying to refine an idea or perfect something, there's often going to be feedback that you're not exactly expecting and makes you have to rethink what you're doing. And that's what 5 of Swords is. It's not necessarily a loss or a defeat or a failure. It's actually more a response to something happening that gives you better information on how to move forward. And with that new information, you have the Magician. So with that new information, you now have everything you need to really move forward with whatever endeavor you're working on. And it really is a focus on looking at the results and seeing how things respond to what you're doing. Okay. Following that, we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so very interesting. We have a nurturing of charisma, a nurturing of creative potential. And finally, we have the King of Pentacles. Well, you love to see it in this kind of reading. We have the sense of real command over one's energy, of one's resources, understanding what somebody needs to do in order to benefit themselves and others as best as possible, where to invest, where to put your time and energy, money, resources, everything. All of your material wealth can be best controlled through someone who has full command over understanding of where to put that energy. And it's not just money, but energy itself and resources in general. So you're perfecting where you're putting your time, I think, is really what's happening here. Because you're having setbacks, you're having all of these capabilities, and you're assessing the situation. It really is this progression, a beautiful one actually, towards to towards real command over one's ability to manage resources. And I say time because it seems to be a major focus in my life. So perhaps it is in yours as well. It can be tough to manage time nowadays, especially with so much distractions, with social media, with media in general. All right. Clarifying cards. We're going to draw 5 more. Okay. And this one. Great. Okay. So, clarifying the 7 of Pentacles, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Interestingly enough, more Pentacles here. This could be a situation where you are trying something new, but right now you feel like things are scarce. You might feel like time is scarce, or money is scarce. Some resource is not, there's not enough of it. With 5 of Pentacles, you're talking about feeling left out in the cold, being left out of the warmth or the abundance of energy in this case, or resources really. But we have stability here. There is stability. We have 4 of Wands, which is like, 4 pillars kind of energy. It could be that you're in a stable position, but you feel like perhaps, there's an expression of runway. The amount of time you have to start a project and get it off the ground, you feel like your runways might be running out. But, oh wow, look at this. This is a new start. Whatever came to you, whatever feeling of loss happened, is being clarified with the 5 of Swords, is being clarified by the Fool. So the Fool was a sense of really taking a leap of faith, jumping into a situation and really trying something new, leading to a Magician energy, the idea that you have everything you need, you're stable, but there's still a sense of feeling of lack that's making you focus on the results, perhaps a little prematurely. Clarifying the Queen of Wands, we have the Ace of Cups again. Okay, so we have like a new emotional beginning in some way, some emotional beginning. It could be perhaps you're finding a little bit more calm and serenity and perhaps even confidence in what it is that you're doing, especially with the Queen of Wands, which is nurturing a charisma, nurturing motivation, internally nurturing it, but really being, could be a little bit competitive in some ways, but finding a way to drive you forward in a creative way. This pairing is a very strong one. You have this nurturing of charisma, nurturing of drive and focus and determination, alongside having command over your resources, combined together as a very strong, beautiful, complementary energies here. And here we also have the Knight of Pentacles, so a little sense of protection as well, protecting your energy. It can be moving forward, but making sure that you're not giving up too much. It could be one of those things where, you want to go across the country, but you want to make sure you're driving a gas-efficient vehicle of some sort, something like that, where you're protecting your energy and you're not wasting anything. Okay. We're going to move these up, and we'll draw 5 more cards. What do you think of this reading so far, group number 2? Are you focused on material possessions or resources right now? Are you working hard to try to make money? What do you feel is lacking right now? Is there something that you feel there's a scarcity of in some way, shape, or form? Because that might be something that you need to be at least a little bit more at peace with moving forward, so that you can nurture your motivation. Not feeling like you're constantly being motivated by fear of lack, but rather a motivational force towards a goal that you want to see. Okay. Let's draw 5 more. Okay, we got a bunch falling out. A few fell on the floor, so we will not draw those. But we'll put this here. Page of Swords in the middle. Okay. When things fall on the floor, I tend to leave them as they are until the end of the reading. Then I pick them up because it's like, hey, why bring them back in when they wanted to leave? Okay. clarifying magician and the Four of Wands, we have the artist. So a sense that actually this goes really hand in hand with what we were saying with Five of Pentacles and moving forward with the Ace of Cups, is that the artist is an oracle card that says if you can allow your human, the human condition to not distract you from your dreams, you can create the new world that you want. So the human condition being maybe overwhelmed, like being a little bit emotionally overwhelmed or a little bit focused on scarcity, by allowing that to not distract you from your initial goal, your dream, you can move forward past it and get to where you want to be without fixating on these distractions. Okay, clarifying the Five of Swords and the Fool, we have Six of Cups coming back in, so a little bit of a reminiscing, a feeling of the past. Perhaps there's something you need to draw from your past history to create the world you want in the future, some knowledge you have that perhaps you experienced firsthand, some idea of or friendship that you had back then that you can reach out to give you advice, something like that. And we have Knight of Cups clarifying the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So the Knight of Cups is one of joy and charisma, somebody who is very has good command over emotions and is able to bring light and joy into a situation. Oftentimes the comedian could be one of these people, or somebody who really is just somebody who is tapped into how people respond emotionally, and they'll move forward pretty quickly. It could be romantic interest as well, but in the lower area, I would say it's more like coming back into alignment with your own sense of comedy and humor, your own sense of humor. Being able to be a little bit more lighthearted when you do things rather than so focused on the bare bones aspects of a situation. Meanwhile, we didn't really touch on the Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords is having an idea that once it's come to fruition, you have command of an idea, a new command of an idea, and you want to bring it into the world. Like this idea you feel like you have a strong understanding of, you now want to bring it and implement it into the world for the first time. So this could be something that brings back this sense of joy in whatever it is that you do. And finally, we have the Six of Pentacles alongside the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. So a lot of Pentacles. This is a very Pentacle-heavy story here, for sure. So I would say it is very involved with career or finances. With the Six of Pentacles, it's a bestowal of something, of resources. It could be generosity, finding the ability to donate or give time or money to something that you believe in. It could also be giving time to teach someone something. Spending time to give is the focus here. So giving, you might be protective on the surface, but you feel the need to give somebody a sense of resources, giving somebody a leg up, or perhaps you want to start a class or like a online class or something, or you want to tell somebody about information that you have that's very important. And in regards to that, you have the King of Pentacles. So this could be something to do with teaching people about money, or it could be teaching people about how to save or how to spend wisely, or perhaps you're telling somebody that this, it could be as simple as, this is a good leaf blower. You should buy this one. It will save you this much money or whatever. I'm jokingly trying to bring in my own lesson here because there was a leaf blower outside in the last reading and it was driving me a little bit bonkers. Okay, so this looks good. I mean, this is a nice situation where, there's some feedback, there's some assessing of your situation. There's a sense that maybe you feel a little bit lacking right now in something. But remember that if you can focus on moving past that emotion, don't allow that to freeze you in place. If it's not motivating you to action, find that motivational feeling from within and see how perhaps dreaming about the future you want to see is a more motivational idea than what you're afraid you're going to lose out on. So that's the message in these cards, at least laid out as they are. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to hear more about your life. Please leave a comment and let us know how you're doing. And I would love to see you again soon, so please subscribe to see more of me in the future. Thank you. Bye. Cup. What kind of joy is coming into your life? Because you chose this reading, it probably has something to do with emotional. Well, I like the pages because they're kind of like a new embodiment of a specific aspect of life. So you have like the cups, which is emotional and spiritual in many ways. Hold on one moment. Let me just turn off my computer. You know, it's funny how like the computer almost never makes any noise until I start recording. But here we go. I like to think of pages as having kind of mastered a new skill in some ways, or at least have learned a new skill. I guess is a better way of putting it. Not mastered, but learned a new skill. And they're kind of taking it out to the world for the first time. Where like knights kind of mastered the skill a little bit. Kings truly have mastered it. And queens have like intuitively nurtured it into some form of growth, or they've managed to intuitively master it, whereas a king has intellectually mastered it. That's at least the general theme I go by with kings, queens, pages, and knights. Okay. We have quite a bit of conflict kind of situation going on here. We have choices leading to standing your ground, leading to some form of heartbreak or sense of loss. But we were healing, and then we chose something that led to some form of standing your ground or not backing down. And leading to some form of balance and justice. So what we have here is in the center we have our Seven of Wands. Preceding that, we have Two of Pentacles and the Star, leading out towards Three of Swords and Justice, all with the Page of Cups in mind. Okay, interesting though that we have the Three of Swords following Seven of Wands, where standing your ground could lead to potentially a situation where the relationship is hurt in some way, but then it leads to justice. So this is something that could potentially be good. Maybe you might hurt somebody's feelings, but it's for the best because you're being honest. Something along those lines. And actually interesting just to see the bottom of the deck right now, we have Temperance. So transmutation, or transforming something that could potentially have been sour into something sweet, like something that's, maybe it is something where someone's feelings are hurt, but they realize it was because you were telling the truth and being honest with them. Okay, that just popped out right here, so we'll leave it there. So we have Two of Wands in the earlier stages, clarifying the Star. One moment. We'll just do this, and then we'll just pause for a second. It reminds me of that saying where it's like, there's a difference between being nice and being kind. And in some ways, being nice is not as truthful. You're just saying what you think someone wants to hear. You're just trying to make them feel good. Meanwhile, being kind means you're actually working towards truly benefiting other people and making sure that they're, doing well and they're protected and they're safe and everyone's doing well. Yeah, look at that. The sun is warm right now. Interesting. And with death preceding it. So death is clarifying our Two of Pentacles. Meanwhile, the sun is clarifying the Seven of Wands. Really interesting dynamic here. There's a lot of polarity I see here. Really surveying the land while healing is kind of an interesting, the star is healing. It's finding that healing nature. Meanwhile, surveying the land and like planning ahead is not exactly the same exact thing. It's kind of an interesting play on two different elements of life that And then here we have the Two of Pentacles, which is the balancing of a choice. You have two choices here, oftentimes involving materiality. Meanwhile, death being the end of one story, end of one cycle, beginning of a new. So the choice, it could sometimes be where if you choose one choice, the other one is no longer part of the story. So that could be some dynamic here. Meanwhile, we have like a conflict situation in the higher intellectual thought process, corresponding to the sun right here, which is actually the best place to see the sun right now, because you're probably feeling some form of energy or internal spirit that you probably weren't feeling before. You were probably planning, trying to figure out what to do next in a certain situation. It could be involving relationships, since we're talking about cups here, or emotional well-being. And now we're moving towards just a feeling of like assuredness, warmth, glowing abundance in many ways. Just a lot of interesting polarity here. I would say that if the choice you made intellectually is one where you had to give up something, it does seem like it's led to, at least right now, a sense of security or a sense of abundance. And I think it's good because, okay, well, look, we're leading towards, in this set, we have Four of Cups, which is more of a contemplation. It's contemplating. But something's coming in. Something's coming in while you're least expected as well. It's coming in from the side. You might be focused on what you have in front of you, and it's going to bring in something new. Something new is coming in from the side. And we have Three of Pentacles, clarifying justice. So this could be some form of teamwork. So working together in a team. Could be learning or courses or like online courses, because this is a specialized knowledge. Everyone has their role to make the cathedral. So everybody has their ability. Everyone has their skill set that when working together creates something greater than just the sum of its parts. So this is a movement towards balance and really fitting within naturally the place you want to be. Okay. We're going to move these cards up and draw 5 more. I wonder what decision you made recently, group number 3. Let us know in the comments. Did you make a big decision lately? Perhaps not a huge decision, but a significant one that you had to think about. Okay. A lot of lawn machinery outside doing their work. So it's going to be hard for me. A lot of the leaves have fallen right now. If you're watching this, most likely when the video first comes out, it is in autumn. But if you're watching this later on, I'd be curious to hear what time of year it is. But right now we're dealing with a lot of leaves. This one really seems to want to come out. Okay. So let's see. What I've noticed with this deck is that it's starting to slide around the table more often. I'm not sure if it's because it's been shuffled a lot and it's starting to smooth out the matte finish or something. Okay, there's strength in the sun right now. There might be like something you're thinking about. You're really putting a lot of thought into and a lot of deliberation. But you're bringing in a strong underlying motive, underlying understanding to this situation. So you have strength in a subconscious position. Meanwhile, in your current position, you have the sun, and in your intellectual, ethereal position, you have the Seven of Wands, being a sense of conflict, but that could be something that you're just deliberating. You might be thinking through some really hard decision, maybe. Maybe you were proposed a decision. A decision was brought to you, which made you realize you have to change direction because of the Death card. And we're going to clarify that now. We have the Death card and Two of Pentacles being clarified by the Eight of Swords. So you might have felt trapped, and whatever decision you make to free yourself is going to involve some form of, well, it could be deliberation, could be assertiveness, intellectual assertiveness in some ways. Okay, and then we had the Queen of Pentacles in the past with healing. This is a fascinating column. A lot of different elements here. We have the intuitive sense of where to put one's energy combined with planning. and with the idea that you want to intellectually heal. Perhaps you reached out to somebody to heal, or perhaps you planned something in an effort to improve your health or your well-being. And it was based with a sense of knowing that perhaps you were getting a little tired, perhaps you were burning out at work, some kind of thing here where it's like, I need to go on vacation is kind of the element here where it's like, man, like I just need like a day off. I need a staycation, maybe even. I said staycation and then the dog barks. But yeah, no, it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting situation, but then you have this like really dramatic situation here with an ending of a cycle where subconsciously you feel trapped. So this could be something where like maybe you were trying to take a break from work or take a break from something. We want to say it could be some kind of mental state of mind. Maybe it's a place you're living. You might want to just be taking a break from that. You want to change the cycle, and there's choices to be made, and those are kind of keeping your mind busy. Because you have this choice that's like coming in, this like decision to be made, perhaps between two different things, or perhaps with multiple things, considering it moves on to sevens, which is a lot of options coming in. 7 of Wands. But your heart's in the right place. And you, subconsciously, like you're strengthening yourself again. Perhaps you're getting yourself back in a better habit. You might have gotten yourself to wake up early and started to exercise a little more. And that's led to like a sense of well-being. But in your mind, you're still thinking about what to do next. And here we're clarifying the 4 of Cups alongside the 3 of Swords with the Hermit underneath. So like a sense of like isolation here, or a little bit, actually I get more, not sense of isolation so much with 4 of Cups, but a sense of internal wisdom actually is like really where this is going. You have someone meditating here, and then you have the Hermit, which is like that sense of going like kind of to the mountaintop and like dwelling on life and wisdom and just the nature of existence itself. So like, and then finding that internal light to know like the path forward, like what to do with yourself, is an internal light. And that's the Hermit. The Hermit has a guiding wisdom, and that comes from within. Okay, so like, and we have the Sun here, so like in your core right now you're feeling that. With Justice in the top right, and in the middle right we have 3 of Pentacles. We have the Empress underneath. So okay, these are some really powerful cards underlying what's going on here. I mean, you have a lot of major arcana cards here. You have the Sun, Strength, Empress, and Justice all within this second half, and then you have the Death and the Star in the past. Interesting. A lot of major arcana. This is big life lesson kind of stuff, big life cycles. Justice corresponding with Empress, you have like abundant creative, emotional ideas. So like your emotion, your intuition, I would say, is aligned with your intellectual thought process right now. You're going to find your place. This is what this combined here is like. You're finding a balance of where you belong. And that's kind of the match here. And that could be like, not, it doesn't mean you have to move somewhere. It could just be you're kind of coming into your own of how you relate to with others. And it could even involve being a little boisterous and a little flirtatious and a little fun and a little bit, a little bit humorous, like bring a little bit more humor into these things. It could definitely be part of this aspect, but yeah, like making a change and really like kind of allowing it to move forward into something where you fit and feel like you fit in the situation. I see that happening very soon, and it could be something small, but I feel like it's something that you can hold on to for a long time moving forward. So, group number 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please consider subscribing to see more of me in the future. Please leave a comment and let us know how you're doing, and I can't wait to hear from you soon. Okay, take care. Bye. Okay, group number 4, reading number 4, pile number 4. You chose, look at that. You chose the Devil card. And the 3 of Swords just popped out, as well as a card that fell off. We're going to put it here. It didn't fall to the ground, though. And actually, this is an interesting reminder. I would like to just take a moment, and we'll put this one here for now. Okay. So, the Devil card, a very fascinating card, one that's in some ways misunderstood, in many ways not misunderstood. Give me one moment. I had to pause for a second. So something might be causing a little bit of heartache. So the Devil card, obviously, with its traditional symbolism, is one of, you consider it evil. But in these symbols can have multiple meanings. And another meaning of it could be one of distraction, procrastination, addiction, one that distracts you and leads you off the path towards, in some places would be called salvation, and others would be self-fulfillment. You have this idea that this card is a symbol of the things that block you along your way towards finding true self-actualization. And in the hero's journey, this could be one of the Threshold Guardian. Now, the Threshold Guardian is something that will block the hero from getting to the mystical world. So the hero is still in the world of the known. The hero has not left his hometown. The hero has not left his or her place of comfort and well-being. The hero has not decided to, or the hero has decided to begin their journey, his or her journey, on towards the sense of fulfillment, or the chalice, the treasure, the dragon, whatever it is that the hero is sought to seek out. But the hero has not crossed into the world of the unknown yet. And the Threshold Guardian is the final test of the hero before they're able to go into the world of the unknown. The Devil is something that keeps you from change, keeps you from a new world. So the Devil is something that could be keeping you in a habit, or could be keeping you in fear. Something that has that energy is going to stop you from becoming your truly fully actualized heroic self. And by finding your inner light and your truth, you're able to sneak past this, or find a way to conquer this element so that you can move on to the new world that you want to live in, the unknown. Okay, current position, a new idea. A new idea has just come into being in your mind. And actually, what's interesting is it's in the mind ethereal position, and it's a sword, which means new ideas. So this is a very strong current position of a new idea forming. In the past, we have the Empress. So you were very creative. A very creative decision or idea was within your mind in the recent past. And King of Swords, which was preceded by having a lot of strong ideas that you could intellectually communicate. So King of Swords is one of command over ideas, of principle, of values, and understanding how to articulate it in a very by the numbers, very able to dictionary definition, defining why it is that you're deciding to do a specific thing or to think a certain way, leading to an abundance of creativity, an abundance of ability to manifest out of natural ways, like something like, oftentimes the Empress is pregnant. That is a concept of giving birth to something new. Very creative, in tune with nature, strong energy, followed by a brand new idea, the sword, Ace of Swords, leading to a celebration moment. We have Six of Wands, a moment of celebration, something to be proud of. And we have, leading into, not quite as great, Eight of Swords, a sense of feeling stagnant or perhaps even trapped. But the Eight of Swords is one where that is only in the mind, okay? It's a mindset that needs to be, that needs to come to free yourself. You need to free yourself of a specific mindset in order to move forward. Okay. Well, we're going to clarify this now. I'm going to shuffle a little more. There we go. Okay. So, clarifying the Ace of Swords, we have Justice. Well, that's pretty fascinating. You have this sense of being able to bring balance with this new idea, this idea that you have can bring balance to you in your physical life, into the actual world that we live in right now. In the past, we have the Hanged Man. So, interesting enough, the Hanged Man does kind of lead towards the Eight of Swords. The Hanged Man is one of actually wisely knowing when to stay still and when to go, because the Hanged Man can let go of themselves at any moment. You see that the figure's holding the string that has bound their foot. So if they want to drop down, they can whenever they want to. And Nine of Cups, clarifying the King of Swords. So this could be something along the lines of having really like something to be proud of, and knowing why, like really knowing why. Okay, so you have something to be proud of in the past, but you didn't move forward very quickly. You're very creative, but you might have been staying somewhat still. There might have been even a writer's block kind of energy to this, but a new idea has sprung forth, which is bringing balance to you right now, leading to something clarifying the celebration. The world beneath your feet, a lot of capability coming into your life. In this situation, you have the world, which represents like a fulfillment of an entire hero's journey, not to mention the hero's journey, but actually to bring back a full circle hero's journey, one where one has gone into the unknown and come back from the unknown with something to bring forth to everybody else and to share with everybody else. You went into the darkness and you found the light within, and you're bringing it back out to the world. And that's something to be to very much to celebrate. In fact, in some ways, like these tied together is fascinating because this is almost like happily ever after combination right here. Although there's always a new cycle, but that's a very beautiful moment here. And clarifying, this is the same position as last reading, clarifying the Eight of Swords, we have the Three of Pentacles. So something that might be, you might feel like you're trapped in your role. Interestingly enough, you might feel like someone, like you're good at something, so you're always kind of asked to do that. And this was interesting that this popped out. I mean, this is something heartbroken. There might have been a relationship issue. Let's just see what this is. Okay, so this was in the last reading too. Just you might be meditating on some like heartbreaking moments, but that might be something that's holding you back. Perhaps that could be fear of, having a new relationship, or fear of like reaching out to certain people because you've been hurt in the past, something like that. Those two combined symbolize those things. Okay. Interesting. So what's blocking you? You have this new idea that's brought you balance. Maybe it is that heartbreak. What's blocking you from you actualizing yourself? Okay. All right. So we have clarifying the Ace of Swords and Justice. We have Six of Pentacles. So we have some kind of donation, some kind of gift giving, some kind of bestowal of either money, wealth, knowledge, or energy being given. So perhaps you are, one moment. Okay, so some kind of gift giving of some sort, some kind of transfer of energy and knowledge. Okay. And then we have, Judgment. A lot of powerful cards right in the past. Like this is a whole column of major arcana cards. Perhaps you're like in tune with a lot of you got a burst of creative ideas. You weren't sure what to go with or what to do with them yet, but it was a sense of like a release in some ways, like a creative release. And Four of Wands clarifying our Nine of Cups, and King of Swords. Some kind of stability here that gave you the opportunity to have this creative burst of potential, but you didn't really act on it. But now you have a new idea that's bringing balance, and it's giving you some form of energy. Okay, you're a very creative person. This is a lot of creativity. You have the ability to manifest inherently down here. You have the Magician underlying the world, and Six of Wands. So this is like a very, very strong moment of celebration here. You might have like freed yourself from this yet, or maybe, maybe you're going to contemplate how to free yourself from whatever's blocking you, because we have, Three of Wands. So like you're kind of internally letting go of this need to feel like this is the only role for you. You're letting go of feeling like you have to be a specific role. You have to take on a specific role here in the future. So what is this new idea? I haven't done this for the other three readings. I almost said four, but I haven't done this for the other three. But let's do a little bit more clarifying with another deck. This is interesting. This is a lot of positive energy. I'm just kind of curious why you chose the Devil card and you're getting all this like really strong energy. The only thing that I would associate with a blockage would be maybe the Hanged Man and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, that's the Eight of Swords. Okay. What is going on with that? Okay. So there is some kind of ending here. Wow, look, the Three of Swords coming out again. Some of you might have been saying, what are you talking about this entire time? Because look at this. We have the Three of Swords in both. Like this, so, an ending of a relationship. Okay, and Two of Swords at the bottom. So a lot of swords, a lot of thought, a lot of heartbreak here. So like, is this one of those situations where on the surface everything's going okay, but you're just kind of hung up on an old heartbreak? Like something that happened in the past, perhaps. Something where you had to make a choice and like now you're kind of second guessing if that was the right one. But everything else in your life seems to be going so well in this story. This is a balanced story of real, like, having done something that required intellectual capability and competence, and really having pride in oneself, a little bit of stagnancy, but also a lot of creative drive, a lot of explosive releasing of ideas, or a releasing of creation of things. And then you have a new idea that brings justice and peace that you can bestow upon yourself or others, like in an intuitive way, perhaps emotional. And then you have the whole world, like this shining world with the Six of Wands and the Magician. You're capable, like the world is at your feet right now, at least coming up soon. The world's going to be at your feet. Perhaps that's why you're a little bit heartbroken, is that like you don't see all these opportunities that are going to come in the future, but there will be opportunities in the future. Absolutely will be opportunities in the future. Okay, more swords. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, this would be an opportunity. This would be a new way of producing wealth or money. A new energy coming in. But that's interesting. Like you have all these swords. Something must be kind of weighing you down in some ways. And what I would say is, remember that there is a way to look at the past where you can separate it and move forward, knowing that whatever happened in the past does not dictate what's going to happen next. It can influence it, absolutely, but it doesn't dictate it. You can, in many ways, let go of the past and move forward as a new person with a whole new energy that provides all of the new opportunities that you never would have seen had you thought or focused on the past. So what I would say is, please think of a new idea here, because there's probably a new idea that's sparked into your mind that you can take hold of and really move forward, where you'll have a lot of capability moving forward if you focus on this new concept. And I hope the best for you, group number 4, because if your mind's so fixated on negative cycles, this is a moment that allows you to free it. You can cut that cycle in half. You can just say, no more. This is a fresh start. This is a brand new day. We're going to try something new. And I wish you the best with that. Please leave in the comments what your thoughts are. Did this reading at first come off like it was crazy, like I was not even close to it, but then this kind of came back in and brought more of a reality to the reading, or is it the reverse? Were you thinking, yeah, this is where I'm going? Oh, what are you talking about with all this stuff? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Okay, and please subscribe if you enjoyed it. Take care.